90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. What happened between Elizabeth and Andrei during his property visit? In Season 9, Episode 7 of 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Elizabeth basically found out her marriage might be built on drywall dust. Andrei had been hyping up his $75,000 investment property in Moldova, so she finally agreed to check it out. But instead of a dream home, she walked into a scene straight out of a construction horror movie, with walls ripped apart, ceilings caving in, and trash everywhere. Elizabeth's face said it all. Nope. The property reveal on 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, quickly turned into a screaming match about trust, lies, and whether their future together was just as broken as the house. By the end, Elizabeth was so done that she started packing her bags, saying this level of betrayal was one renovation project she wouldn't stick around for. 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, Andrei's property visit and its implications. Andrei had built up expectations about his Moldovan investment property throughout the season. He told cameras they were visiting the property he had purchased for $75,000, describing it as a significant part of their potential future in Moldova. Elizabeth approached the visit with optimism despite her reservations about relocating. "I was excited to see the property because it had been years in the making," she told cameras during the journey. Her initial reaction to the exterior remained cautiously positive. Elizabeth saw potential in the building's structure, and Chuck suggested improvements like new sidewalks could enhance the property. However, the interior revealed a completely different reality. When Andrei opened the door, they encountered a construction disaster zone with demolished walls, damaged ceilings, and debris covering every surface, as seen on 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After. "Are you for real? Do we need masks?" Elizabeth asked, clearly shocked by the property's condition. The dust and destruction made the space completely uninhabitable. Andrei's reaction to Elizabeth's concerns about the property's condition proved equally troubling. He dismissed her safety worries about needing protective masks while touring the damaged interior, suggesting that Moldovan people were tough enough to handle the dusty conditions without protection. He told her, "We don't wear masks in Moldova." His casual attitude toward the property's state contrasted sharply with Elizabeth's horror at discovering the true condition of their supposed investment. The disconnect between Andrei's presentation of the property and its actual state raised questions about his honesty regarding other aspects of their potential move. The property visit became the final straw for Elizabeth, who had already harbored doubts about relocating to Moldova. She viewed the house's condition as evidence of Andrei's broader dishonesty. Bad investment property was one thing, but lying to cover his tracks was another level of betrayal, Elizabeth explained. She declared that deception represented a fundamental change in Andrei's character. "That is not the man that I married, and that is not what I signed up for," she stated. Elizabeth saw no reason to remain in Moldova given the circumstances. She changed their plane tickets and prepared to leave with their children and her father that evening. Elizabeth's decision to leave immediately caught Andrei off guard. He couldn't believe she was actually packing to depart with their children and Chuck. When Andrei asked her to reconsider, Elizabeth remained firm in her decision. She informed him they were leaving with or without him, giving him no power to change her mind. Andrei worried about explaining the situation to his family and friends in Moldova. Elizabeth's response was pointed, suggesting he could explain it the same way he had explained the property's condition to her. Her departure ultimatum on 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, highlighted the complete breakdown of trust between the couple over the property deception. What lies ahead for Elizabeth in the future? Elizabeth made it apparent on 90-Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, that the property calamity had irrevocably changed their marital dynamics. She informed the cameras that she had no idea what their marriage would be like once they returned to the United States. However, she was adamant on one point: residing in Moldova was no longer an option. The property inspection had removed the chance of her agreeing to relocate permanently. The couple's future seemed uncertain as Elizabeth prepared to depart the land where Andrei had intended to start a new life together. The Moldovan property visit on 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Exposed fundamental issues of trust and communication in Elizabeth and Andrei's marriage. What was supposed to be a chance for Elizabeth to picture their future in Moldova ended up revealing the extent of Andrei's lies regarding their situation. Elizabeth's hasty decision to depart the nation suggests that the property discovery may have irreversibly harmed their relationship, casting their marriage's future in severe doubt when they return to familiar ground in the U.S. 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9 Episode 7 Recap, Adnan and Tigerlily get into a disagreement, while Elizabeth decides to leave. 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9 Episode 7 aired on August 17, 2025. The latest episode featured Georgi reuniting with her family while Adnan and Tigerlily got into an argument. Episode 7 also featured the aftermath of Jasmine's fight with Natalie. Later, Matt went to talk to Bruno and Natalie, which didn't go as expected. The episode also featured an argument between Elizabeth and Andrei. After that, she decided to leave with her kids. The official synopsis for the latest 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Episode reads as: Georgi reunites with his family in Bulgaria after 13 years, Adnan puts the pressure on Tigerlily, Matt confronts Gino, Elizabeth discovers Andrei's secret, Julia reunites with her parents. 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9 Episode 7 Recap, Adnan and Tigerlily get into an argument. The latest 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9 episode titled, Hasta la Vista, Baby saw a conversation between Adnan and Tigerlily. He shared that she got everything she wanted, but he didn't. He was talking about their baby's religion. The baby's gonna be Muslim. What more do you want? Asked Tigerlily. However, Adnan was worried about the baby's religion, in case anything had happened to him. He told Tigerlily that if anything were to happen to him, then who would teach their baby about his religion? He will going to drink. He will going to hang out bad places. He will doing bad things, said Adnan. He talked about going to different places after their death because of their religious differences. During their discussion, Tigerlily was baking cookies. She mentioned she burned her finger and hurt her nail. When she mentioned her nail, Adnan got angry and they got into an argument. 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After? Season 9 Episode 7 Recap, Elizabeth decides to leave with her kids. Further in the episode, Elizabeth Castrovet decided to leave with her kids. Andrei asked her if she was serious. She said that he broke her trust, and when it comes to finances, she doesn't take things lightly. She talked about losing $75,000 and that it was a big deal. I'm done. I've had enough. I can't take it anymore, she confessed to the cameras. When Andrei saw her packing, he asked her what she was doing. She mentioned she was leaving with the kids and her dad. He told her to relax and that they would work it out. However, she was adamant about it. When he asked if she had changed his tickets as well, she said no. He asked Elizabeth about how he would explain that to everyone. Same way you didn't explain to me about our investment property, she responded. In her private confession, Elizabeth mentioned that it was not the environment she wanted to be in. After she left, Andrei confessed that maybe some time off would cool things between them. The episode also featured Matt talking to Natalie and Gino. While he talked about Gino and Jasmine's conversation, Natalie didn't want to know. Opinion: 90 Day Fiancé's Josh Weinstein and Jen Pothast won't last. During the 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 2 Tell-All, Josh Weinstein shocked viewers with his new relationship status. Josh revealed that he is currently seeing Jen Pothast, the sister of 90 Day Fiancé star Elizabeth Pothast. While Josh went on the last resort to save his relationship with Natalie Mordovtseva, things didn't work out. However, it also seems unlikely that he and Jen will work as a couple. There are already numerous red flags on both sides, making it unlikely the relationship will succeed. Josh Weinstein and Jen Pothast aren't in a committed relationship. When Jen was introduced at the tell-all, it initially seemed like she and Josh were a couple. However, Josh explained that they aren't in a committed relationship at the moment. Instead, they are having fun and seeing where things go. Josh and Jen have hung out a few times and gone on trips together, but they still aren't anything serious. If Josh and Jen were truly serious about one another, they probably would have been committed by the tell-all. By that point, they had been seeing each other for a few months. Typically, if two people are interested in one another, it doesn't take them months to commit. Jen also revealed that she and Josh haven't been intimate, which makes their relationship seem more like friends. If Josh and Jen aren't in a committed relationship now, it's unlikely that they will be anytime soon. Josh Weinstein could be using Jen Pothos to stay relevant, like he did with Natalie Mordov-Siva. Ever since Josh first appeared on 90 Day, The Single Life, something seemed off with him. He never seemed fully invested in his relationship with Natalie, which was on and off for 3 seasons. While Natalie was dramatic at times, she wasn't wrong in asking Josh to make his intentions with her clear. For 3 seasons, he dodged a serious commitment with her despite knowing she wanted to have a family. Once Josh and Natalie started therapy on The Last Resort, it was evident he didn't care much about fixing their relationship. Josh's desire to keep filming with Natalie seemed more important than their relationship, which makes it look like he's been using her. Josh wanted to become a reality television star, and using Natalie to do so was an easy path. It's ironic that Josh is already in a relationship with another 90 Day Fiancé cast member. This makes it seem like Josh could potentially be trying to stay relevant through his involvement with Jen. Josh and Jen met 7 years ago, before either was on the show. Their random rekindling seems like more than a coincidence, as it helps them both to stay relevant in the franchise. These types of relationships rarely work out, further pointing to the likelihood that Josh and Jen won't last long. Jen Pothos's family could negatively affect her relationship with Josh Weinstein. Jen's family is known to be one of the most problematic of the 90 Day Fiancé franchise. Throughout her sister Elizabeth's relationship with Andrei Castrovet, Jen and her family caused numerous problems for the couple. No matter what Andrei did, Elizabeth's siblings, including Jen, refused to accept him. If Josh were to get more serious with Jen, it's possible he could be put in the same position as Andrei. While Jen's family has caused problems as a group, Jen in particular has been particularly chaotic. Over the years, Jen has constantly displayed disrespectful behavior toward her sister and brother-in-law. At their daughter Ellie's birthday party, Jen got angry with Andrei over the way he was cutting cake and proceeded to turn it into a disagreement over money. Instead of talking things out, Jen ended up throwing cake in Andrei's face. While her family could cause problems, it's also possible that Jen's own red flags could push Josh away. Josh has probably seen Jen on the show, but would feel differently if she acted that way toward him instead. Josh may have been overwhelmed by Natalie's behavior at times, however, Jen has shown that she is capable of much worse. I think these couples should join 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 3, their relationships need some help. 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 3 could potentially be a hit if it includes some iconically problematic couples who need professional guidance to resolve their relationship problems. I have been a big fan of the 90 Day Fiancé franchise since 2015, and I have seen it expand greatly over the years. The network has capitalized on its potential by creating some unique spin-offs. One of my favorite spin-offs is 90 Day, The Last Resort, which has impressed me for the past 2 years. It has become the one show I eagerly anticipate each year. Elizabeth and Andrei Castrovet. Elizabeth and Andrei's relationship could improve with therapy. In the past 2 years, I have come to realize the benefits of therapy for couples. With that in mind, I would like to discuss a few problematic cast members who I believe would benefit from appearing in 90 Day, The Last Resort Season 3. The first 2 on my list are Elizabeth Libby Pothos and Andrei Castrovet. 90 Day Fiancé, Yara and Andrei are into each other? Fans suspect a deep connection. 90 Day Fiancé fans are sure that Andrei and Yara are attracted to one another, keeping their flings out of their partner's notice. They met on the franchise's setup. LOREN, Alexei, Yara, Georgi, Elizabeth, and Andrei are a group. The women are particularly close friends who brought their husbands to become male best friends. Yara messed with Elizabeth and LOREN at her launch party. She accidentally told Elizabeth that Andrei suffered a huge loss of $75,000 in a Moldovan property. She was informed by Georgi, who also failed to keep the secret to himself. Alexei was actually the one who was meant to remain tight-lipped. The situation worsened when LOREN later confronted Yara about her words, but she confirmed she wanted peace. 90 Day Fiancé, fans call Yara and Georgi two horrible people. LOREN and Elizabeth of 90 Day Fiancé stood out as girls, but somehow their friendship was on the rocks due to Yara and Georgi. Viewers watched the episode where the couple instigated drama between them to ruin everything. They are called trash for talking bullshit behind their backs. Libby and LOREN struggled with increasing tension in Happily Ever After, accusing each other's husbands of things. While the first person alleged that Alexei body-shamed the second blamed Andrei for forcing the first to move to Moldova. Well, the portrayal of Yara and Georgi escalating during LOREN's housewarming and her launch parties disrupted the dynamics. Many netizens think the fallout wouldn't be this big if Yara had shut her mouth at the right time. 90 Day Fiancé, Georgi is the reason for Yara and Andrei's closeness? On Reddit, a 90 Day Fiancé fan theorized that Yara and Andrei are somehow falling in love because he praised her and confronted Georgi about his poor treatment of her. Also, she never spoke badly about Andrei, except for spilling his Moldovan tea. Similarly, he told her husband that he didn't deserve her because she is too well-behaved and overall perfect. In the currently running Happily Ever After season, Georgi totally showed his unhinged attitude to Yara. When the producers put up her teen photos on the projector, he wasn't glad to see them. Instead of being kind and appreciative, he threw shade at his wife. He said she looked unrecognizable and mocked her for undergoing plastic surgery. It's not unheard of that reality TV celebrities don't date each other before or after a divorce. Several marriages failed due to it. So, it won't be surprising if fans get to witness Yara dumping Georgi for Andrei, who has to separate from Elizabeth. Elizabeth already thought that her marriage to him was her mistake. Some Redditors assumed that Yara and Andrei are supportive of each other, not out of thirst for romance. A fan wrote under the thread, "They probably remind each other of home. They're from the same region." Meanwhile, another one believed the two Eastern Europeans respected each other. Others felt both of them are super hot. 90 Day Fiancé, Andrei and Elizabeth put LOREN and Alexei on the spot for trashing their relationship. You guys are jealous. Andrei Castrovet and Elizabeth Pothast have some unfinished business to do after their terrible Moldova visit. They seem ready to confront their co-stars, LOREN and Alexei, about everything they have been saying behind their backs. The 90 Day Fiancé stars came face-to-face with the couple and slammed them for trashing their relationship. Andrei and Libby went to Moldova for a short trip. Castrovet wanted to move permanently to Moldova with his family. But his lies and controlling nature made things difficult for the couple. Libby ultimately moved back to America with their kids after a heated argument with her husband. She refused to move to the country and called out her husband for blindsiding her. The reality TV star is now ready to confront LOREN and Alexei for talking about them. What did she say? What happened? 90 Day Fiancé, Elizabeth annoyed with LOREN for overstepping her boundaries. LOREN and Alexei invited Elizabeth, Andrei, Yara, and Georgi to their housewarming party on Happily Ever After Season 9. They planned to have so much fun with their co-stars in Florida. However, things got heated when the 90 Day Fiancé stars shared their honest views on Libby and Andrei's relocation plan. LOREN wanted the best for Elizabeth as she felt they were married to the same kind of European men. Hence, she gave her 2 cents on her friend's marriage and felt she shouldn't move to Moldova. Still, Pothast respected her husband's leadership and took his side. She was glad that Brovanik apologized for everything she said about her marriage. But the TLC star wanted to talk to her friend about boundaries once she returned from Moldova. Elizabeth was mad at LOREN for interfering too much in her personal life. 90-Day Fiancé, Elizabeth and Andrei slams LOREN and Alexei for talking behind their backs. Elizabeth and Andrei faced some challenges in their marriage in Season 9. The latter has apologized to the former for his mistakes. The TLC stars are finally on the same page and working towards their future. Recently, Libby and Andrei joined LOREN, Alexei, Yara, and Georgi for some fun time together. Hence, Pothist had a deep conversation with LOREN about all the drama. She asked, "I did hear through the grapevine that you think my husband is a horrible person." The 90-Day Fiancé star couldn't understand why people talk about her and Andrei so much. Libby wanted to know if they had nothing to talk about on the double date. Lauren's jaw dropped after hearing the words. She was shocked that her friend knew everything they said about Andrei. But the American native claimed she didn't say anything like that. LOREN explained, "I think that the way he talks to you is horrible." She pointed at his aggressive